In this video, we'll be writing quadratic equations given the solutions. We can write a quadratic equation given its solution by reversing the steps done when solving by factoring. We're going to start by writing the solutions in the form x equals whatever the constant we're given. We will eliminate fractions by multiplying both sides of the equation created in step 1 by the LCD. We'll set each equation equal to 0. The side opposite the 0 will be your factor. We'll write an equation by multiplying the factors together. The other side of the equation will be equal to 0 since each factor itself was equal to 0. So let's write the equation given the solutions -1 and 2/3. We'll start by writing the equations x equals -1 and x equals 2/3. Next, we want to eliminate any fractions by multiplying both sides of the equation by the LCD. Only one of our solutions contains a fraction, so we'll multiply both sides of the equation x equals 2/3 by 3 to eliminate the fraction. This equation becomes 3x equals 2. Next, we want to set each equation equal to 0. So for x equals -1, I'll add 1 to both sides. This gives us the equation x plus 1 equals 0. For 3x equals 2, we'll subtract 2 from both sides. This gives us the equation 3x minus 2 equals 0. Now, x plus 1 and 3x minus 2 are our factors. We're going to multiply these together to get our equation. X plus 1 times 3x minus 2 equals 0. As I mentioned before, this equation is equal to 0 because each of the factors was equal to 0 to begin with. So the product of two zeros will still be 0. The last thing we need to do is just multiply this out. 3x squared minus 2x plus 3x minus 2 equals 0. And combining like terms, we get 3x squared plus x minus 2 equals 0. And that's our quadratic equation. Next, let's write the quadratic equation having the solutions 3 times the square root of 5 and the square root of 5. Although our solutions are square roots this time, our procedure will not change at all. We'll start by writing the equations x equals 3 square root of 5 and x equals square root of 5. Neither of our solutions in this equation have fractions, so we don't need to multiply anything by the LCD. Next, we want to set each equation equal to 0. For the first equation, we'll subtract 3 square root of 5 from both sides. This gives us x minus 3 square root of 5 equal to 0. For the other equation, we'll subtract square root of 5 from both sides. This gives the equation x minus the square root of 5 equals 0. We have our two factors, x minus 3 square root of 5 and x minus square root of 5. These factors multiplied together will be equal to 0. The last thing we need to do is multiply this out. X squared minus x square root of 5 minus 3x square root of 5 plus 3 square root of 25 equals 0. Notice that we have like radicals here in the middle that we can combine. We also have a radical to simplify. It's a perfect. This becomes 3 times 5. So doing those two things, we get x squared minus 4x square root of 5 plus 15 equals 0. This is our quadratic equation having the solutions 3 square root of 5 and square root of 5.